1 minute warning!
To the goofball army out there, hi the families, tell them to get to the next room, tell them to go to your neighbors because we got goofball news to go over and it might get crazy.
Typically does, guys. If this is your first episode ever, you got like 30 seconds before we start, so not enough time to go to the bathroom, but go get a drink because trust me, you're probably going to need it there. In the meantime, the rest, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. That way you know about future episodes as well, guys. Buckle your seatbelts if you haven't already. Make sure your tray is in the upright position here, guys, because we are just about ready to get going. And like, oof.
Guys, if you want a crazy ride going forward, a bunch of nonsense, but all nothing but the truth about the Giants, listen in, buckle in, tell a friend.
Let's go.
And now, here are your goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. I am Drew, soon to be joined here by Rob, but we also have a special guest here for you, Chris Couch Coach Powell here, discuss the Commander side of everything that happened today. And as you can tell, he's got a little smile on his face that most Giant fans obviously do not have here today, man. But congrats to the win, man, and thank you very much for joining us here today.
Man, thank you, and thanks for the invite. Definitely appreciate it.
Well, we might not invite you again if we keep losing like this to you. We're hoping for a little happier. Let's be honest here. But listen, Rob and I called before the game here. We said the Giants would probably not win this game. Let's be honest. The Commanders are the better team. We don't try to be those people to the Commanders. So it's the Eagles and Cowboys. We can't admit that on. But, in the end, we expected a close game. That's what typically these two teams are. And it's a very friendly rivalry between these two teams, even though they are division rivals. Like I said, it's not the hatred like there is for Dallas fans and Eagles fans and all. And, we expected to see an improved Giants offense. We expected to see the Commanders kind of leave where they left off last year, maybe even a little better with some of the additions they got this offseason, especially on the offensive side of the ball there. And I think our standpoint here on the Giants side is about as disappointing as you could possibly get. On the Commander side, I would definitely say, maybe not the best start for you guys, but you got the win because there's definitely some sloppiness I thought I saw on your guys' end as well. Not to you guys won, not trying to be that guy after the fact, but there was definitely some points you guys left out there. So. But let's start with the biggest issue here in this whole entire game, which is the Giants' offense, flat out. I mean, this got to be the story of the game is how flat this offense was for the Giants. The Commanders, again, I didn't expect them necessarily to have a crazy pass rush. I thought, losing Dante Fowler was going to be an issue for you guys, and obviously you added Von Miller, but he's close to 40 at this point here, and not what he used to be by any stretch of the imagination. But you guys' pass rush really wreaked havoc on this Giants offensive line. So I'm curious your take as somebody from the Commander side. Did you feel like this was a lack of ability on the Giants offense, or is this maybe for us Giants fans, did we maybe not expect what we should have expected from the Commanders defensive line?
Yeah, and that was Mark going into the regular season with this team as far as getting pressure to the quarterback. And I definitely think the Commanders did a great job of pressuring Russ. I think they pressured him like 50% of the time because there was a lot of moments I was like, get home, let's get him. And it only really got us that one sack with Dorance Armstrong. But I do think this is very encouraging. They were getting to Russ, and I think, like you said, that was the biggest issue. It was that pressure that we applied with Russ. So I'm really encouraged of how the defensive line will be going forward. We didn't get the quasi sexy number of sacks, but we did get pressure, and that's what you need, and I think that's key.
Yeah, well, I'll just say this as a Giant fan, and we'll get Robin here as well. He's popped on there as well. I wouldn't be too excited necessarily for the defensive line based on how our offensive line played. And I think it's pretty obvious that the Giants were heavily, heavily missing Andrew Thomas in this game. You know, we've said it before, and if you go to last year, this Giants offensive line was basically an average offensive line at the start of the season. And then once we lost Andrew Thomas, it went to pure crap. And then what happened today? Pure crap. You know, and it's a shame that here we are all these years later, and the Giants are still counting on Andrew Thomas to be healthy because he's the only goddamn above average offensive lineman we have. No disrespect to Jermaine Illuminor. I should include him. He's above average, but he's not nearly on the same page as Andrew Thomas.
Who got to make what was that holding call towards the end?
You know, I'll take it because he's the least of my problems right now.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like that's like having 5 houses burning down and complaining about the one that somebody left the light on. Like I'm going to complain about the ones that are burning down to the ground here that are basically ash at this point. I mean, James Hudson is. Let me just say point blank. I hate to be right. In certain cases, I hate to be right. And I'd love to be the guy who's the optimist content creator who goes, everything's great. We're going to be spectacular. I would love to be that guy. Like if anything, we get complaints because we're too negative sometimes. But look at James Hudson and what he did in Cleveland. He was crap, guys. Guess what he did today? He was crap. Left tackle. The most important position on the offensive line. Listen, do we have to replay the first 2 minutes of The Blind Side and show the Joe Namath getting his legs snapped by Lawrence Taylor and how important this goddamn position is? Yeah, we won't do that. First off, copyright infringement. That's the second part. Yeah, that was gross. That was really gross.
Oh, speaking of,
yeah. But I mean, James Hudson. Listen, if I don't know what's going to happen with Andrew Thomas, guys. I don't know what's going to happen as far as how long he's going to be out for. You know, he did do a little bit of practice this week. We are expecting to have him back soon, but I don't know if it's going to be next week or not. I don't want to get Giants, hopes up too much here. But if hypothetically, the Giants can get Andrew Thomas back, let's say week 3, and we got one more week without him, then maybe what we got to do is say, you know what? Marcus Bowe's got to start at the right guard, right tackle, and move Jermaine Illuminor over to left tackle, where he played last year and played a whole lot better than James Hudson did today.
So he played very well last year.
Because I feel bad for Russell Wilson. I really do in this. Like, again, we know Russell Wilson was not going to come in here and be the Pro Bowl Russell Wilson. He wasn't going to be the Russell Wilson of 10 years ago. I don't think anybody was kidding themselves in that whatsoever. What we wanted was a competent quarterback, a guy that just didn't embarrass us, and we got embarrassed again.
Got
embarrassed, but we got embarrassed again today. Point blank.
His butt was on the ground a lot.
And you know what? He did a lot of plays where he got the ball out and he prevented sacks. He prevented, what I feel like would have been potentially interceptions in the past with DJ, though obviously Daniel Jones had a great game with the Colts today, apparently. I couldn't care less right now. He's a Colt. Gone.
Last I looked was like 29-0 or something.
It was like 30, I think like 30-8 it ended up or something like that. Ridiculous. And he had 3 touchdowns, two on the ground. But still, it doesn't matter. He would have done worse than Russell Wilson point blank if you put him in Russell Wilson's shoes today. I got to put that ball to rest right now because I've heard some people in the comment section during the game even talking about, oh, Russell Wilson did this. Look what Daniel Jones is doing. Yes, because Daniel Jones is off the Giants. Everybody looks better off the Giants. That's what happens.
We've preached that for 3 years at this point.
Pro Bowl to number 1 best player on the entire team, entire league. Now they're saying he got ranked number 1 of the 100. Absolute insanity, guys. And feel free to listen. Go ahead and put any venting in the comment section. Vent with us, guys. If you're on the Commander side there, as I saw that Chris was kind enough to share to his people as well. Feel free to go ahead and put your positivity towards you guys as well. Like I said, it's not the hate between the Commanders and the Giants, so we can do that without the fisticuffs. Eagles fans, there'd be fisticuffs. Cowboys fans, fisticuffs. I just want to say fisticuffs. I don't know why. It's a fun word.
How many times are you going to say that?
Listen, sometimes
I feel like he's using it too much.
You got to say fisticuffs
it's
sometimes.
Accurate,
it's a fun word.
It's accurate, though.
Hey, look. See, you all are smiling because I said fisticuffs over and over again, okay?
Fisticuffs.
It's a little bit.
Fisticuffs.
It's the only win I'm going to get today. It's the only win I'm going to get today. It's saying this over and over again. You are smiling. So, I mean, what do you guys think? How do you guys think Russell Wilson did today? Rob, I'll let you start since you were the lead bloomer here.
He looked like he was Asian. Like we've talked about Russell being what he was 10 years ago, last year, 2 years ago. He definitely looks like he's taking a step back. But how much is that of his natural decline compared to the offensive line that just didn't really give him that much support? Like you could see him try to make plays out of nothing. Like you saw a couple like underhanded, like sideways passes to Theo. But if I had to give him a rating, you probably give him like a 5.8 on the day.
Yeah, I would say it's probably accurate. I don't think he looked. I don't think he looked horrible. It's the lack of timing. It's key drops by Theo Johnson, things of that nature that kind of did him in there.
Well,
that's for sure.
Even still, it was funny because I watched. I think it was in the third or it was early in the fourth quarter where he threw it to Wandell. And Wandell looked surprised that the ball was ahead of him. He didn't have to turn around, which is how it's supposed to be because he almost looked like he took a step off that play.
Giants receivers naturally inclined to go back.
Yeah. But he also had overthrown balls at that point. There's also a couple of underthrown balls. Like he wasn't as accurate as he once was. And we talked about him being able to throw a deep ball. So,
but I don't think that's him. I think that was all the duress. I actually give all the credit to the Commanders' defensive line in that part. I really do.
Oh, listen. The Commanders' defense looked a lot better. They stepped up and put a lot of pressure on Russell.
I mean, when you're a 5'5" quarterback with pressure in your face, what do you expect? I mean, like I'm not trying to rude about it. We all knew going into this. Russell Wilson wasn't going to train this offseason and all of a sudden become 6'2". Like he's a short quarterback with pressure in his face. That's not a good combo.
No.
And that's not on him. That's on the Giants offensive line. Chris, what'd you think?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, the pressure got to him. And I think that's one thing, too, where it is a little bit of regression of age-wise. And I definitely think maybe when we talking about 5, maybe 7 years ago, it might have been a little bit different. So I do think that the pressure did get to him. I look at it as like an incomplete for him because he did make the throws when needed. So he made some key throws, but just couldn't put it all together. So like you said, the offensive line, I think you look at what they've done and like we said, because that was the biggest question mark for this Commanders team was, were they going to get pressure? Were they going to get sacks? And you look in this game where they did pressure Russ. So that's why I look at it from more sort of standpoint. And plus, it's the first game, too. So it's kind of some, this isn't a complete product from Russ or any of our teams. So I think the first game assessment, yes, it's going to fall on the offensive line, but it's not a finished product. But hey, for today's sake, yeah, it was more so of the pressure.
I mean, I also have to go back and go with the Nick's comment over here saying that we're going to go through all of it, but it's pretty much saying that it's the coaching staff there. There's some bad call playing on both sides of the ball. So he's absolutely right there.
Play calling too.
What was that?
Play calling too.
Yeah, it's part of the coaching. Yeah.
Yeah, because they made the plays. They create plays.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. And like I said, I think we could be so disappointed it's not even funny about this offense. It's absolutely insane. Let's go through the box score here real quick for you on the Giants and what they did on offense here, and we'll also go into what the Commanders did on defense in that as well. So Russell Wilson today, 15-29. Sorry, 1 second. I got to refresh this. I know because it doesn't have the interception on there, so it's still got some old stuff on here. There we go. 17 of 37, 168 yards. Why am I still not seeing an interception on? That was an interception at the end of the game. I don't know why. Google's not up to
it was a penalty. I think it was because it was a penalty on that.
They got overturned. It
was Bobby. It was the roughing the passer. Bobby Wagner. Yeah, B. Wagner.
Yep. You're right. I'm so frustrated. I can't even remember what the hell happened here. So
it was overturned, and then we lost it down. On 4th and 2, whatever it was.
On the rushing side, Russell Wilson also led us in rushing. Which, first off, that's the problem. Let's pause the box score. Let's discuss that. We said going into this game, one of the biggest keys was to be able to run the ball, to slow down the game, slow down the Commanders' offense as a result. And in the end, our leading rusher was Russell freaking Wilson.
Yeah.
Who's, by the way, when you see him running, he looked like he was running with bricks in his feet.
He really did. But listen, it's not like they put Scottaboo out there really, and Tracy didn't. But he was stopped by that Commanders line. They did a good job.
They did. Well, that's the problem I run into is I don't want to give it all to the Commanders. I don't want to all take it away from the Giants. And it's just like I don't. It's got to be a hodgepodge mix here, where the Commanders are maybe better than we expected defensive line wise, and the Giants are less than we expected because they don't have Andrew Thomas. It's probably both combos there. Probably should keep doing the hand motion, but still.
Yeah. What you milking over there?
As a Commanders fan, I am ecstatic. I mean, because that was our weakest link was the run defense, and I can get a Russell Wilson at 37 years old to lead y'all team in rushing. And then because my biggest factor was Tyrone Tracy going into this game. I thought he was going to eat us alive, and I was like, I'm impressed. That's one thing I'm gonna put in my back pocket and be like, you know what? I'll be a subtle brag for the next 4 days.
Yeah, and honestly, I think a lot of it that offensive line. Like I'm saying, there's definitely a part of it that's your defensive line. I don't want to take it a whole away, but I really think the offense. I mean, there was guys right there in the backfield before he even hit the line of scrimmage. I mean, there's only two solutions to that. Either you guys are extremely dominant at run defense, or our offense is just absolutely pitiful at the blocking. There's the only answers for that when you're that far back. So, but it's just insanity. So, I mean, Russell Wilson, 8 carries, 44 yards. Which the fact that he had to run the ball 8 times just tells you how bad we were at blocking right there.
Especially at his age where he doesn't want to run the ball. He tries everything in his body emotions not to run the ball.
Yeah. I mean, it's just absolutely insanity there. Tyrone Tracy, 10 carries, 24 yards. Let me repeat that. That's not a typo. 10 carries, 24 yards. That's absolutely insanity. 10 carries, 24 yards.
Yeah.
10 carries, 24 yards.
As Drew likes to do, that's simple math there for you guys. 2.4 carries. 2.4 yards per carry.
So we can use Common Core math in this one.
Yeah.
Devin Singletary, 3 carries, 9 yards. Cam Scattaboo, 2 carries, -3 yards. Guys, that's not good. You cannot do that and win a football game. You can't. Like I'm absolutely insanely shocked by how bad the run offense was. I expected something, and instead we got nothing. Absolutely nothing. We got poop.
Yeah.
A pile of poop. And
Actually,
manure.
I think a poop that was stuffed into a brown paper bag that was set on fire was probably more productive than a Russian.
It was in a brown bag and set on fire last week, and then got reset on fire today.
Yeah.
Yes, that's 100% absolutely insane. Receiver wise, we got to give it up to a couple of receivers that I did think had good days, especially considering what's going on. Malik Neighbors, 5 catches, 71 yards. That's a 14.2 yards per catch average, by the way. That's something he definitely wasn't getting last year because he couldn't get him more than 5 yards down the field at that point. So, listen, he had a damn good day. There are a lot of frustrations on the sideline with him and Dable, by the way, as well. That's something to kind of keep an eye out. If anybody's watching the post-game press conference, by the way, with Dable, feel free to put in the comments what he's saying as well. Some of y'all watch both and do that. So, Wan'Dale Robinson, 6 catches, 55 yards. So that's the kind of game I expect out of Wan'Dale on a regular basis there. So I think he had a damn good game overall. Is there going to be the occasional issue with him dropping the ball? Yes, that's definitely going to be there. He's got little T-Rex arms, tiny little hands. It is what it is.
For the most part, he looked pretty good. Like there was a couple balls that was thrown behind him, which I mean he should be used to at this point.
Yeah,
he's doing a rave. That's a rave.
Yes. I tried doing Mr. Roboto. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Domo.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, but like I said, good game. I thought on his end there. I think that's probably where the good things end. You got 1 catch, 14 yards for Daniel Bellinger. Was at least nice to see him on the field. He needs to get more time on the field. The kid can block. He needs more time on the field.
Yeah.
Cam Scattaboo, 2 catches, 12 yards. And I gotta say this kid's gonna have a really short career the way he plays the ball. Like you cannot be running into people first, like you are going to have a really short career. Either that, or I'm not going to want to see you in 25 years because you're going to be the sad story of why kids don't play football anymore. Like, someone's got to teach this kid point blank. You cannot be leading with your helmet in every single goddamn play. Can't. Well, scatterbrain. That'd be his new name. Instead of scatterboo, would be scatterbrained.
Yeah.
That being said, he did get them pumping a little bit there on their first scoring drive. There had the big smash pass protection block there. Had a little bit of a rumble catch at that point that could have been like a 2-yarder that ended up getting a few yards out of it there as well for 12 yards. Like I said, overall on the 2 catches. Tyrone Tracy, 2 catches, 11 yards. Theo Johnson, 1 for 5. Now on the Commanders side, on their defense, Bobby Wagner was all over the goddamn place today. He's like 70 years old, still playing middle linebacker. I don't get how he's still doing it at his age, like the way he's doing it. Like you keep thinking every year he's going to take a step back because he's at that age. He's 35 now, guys. Like that's insane. He's playing as good as he is at 35 years old. So I got to give him some kudos on that one there because that's not what I expected at all. I thought we'd see him still be good, but I thought this year he started taking a little bit of a step back. That's for sure. So, probably afterwards, he's probably getting all kinds of stuff afterwards for aching joints and arthritis and all kinds.
How much shots do you think he's getting pumped full of?
Oh my God! Listen, he's probably getting pumped more shots than a freaking racehorse leading up to the Kentucky Derby at this point. Like it's insane. Like you should not be able to run around the field and play like that when played. So I got to give him kudos in that. Quan Martin, 3 tackles, 2 assists. Will Harris, 3 tackles, 1 assist. Dorrance Armstrong, who almost didn't play in the game, had 3 tackles and a sack as well on Russell Wilson. Deron Payne, 2 tackles, 2 assists, and a sack as well. So got to give him a little props as well because that's that position that you don't always see the impact that he made at that point. There's a lot of plays he pushed the pocket enough to move Russell Wilson out of place there. Got to give also a little bit of a kudos to Dietrich Weiss Jr. as well, who had a couple of decent plays as well. Ended up with 2 tackles, 2 sacks. I was like 2 tackles, 2 assists. I felt like 2 sacks. He had a couple big plays in the game as well. So let's get into the defense here. Let's get into what happened on the Giants defense here because I don't want to talk too much about the offense because honestly, it's going to just depress me and make me drink more. I drink enough as it is. My liver needs a break, guys. We need to do some winning here. But let's talk about what we did on the defensive side of the ball here. So first off, Jaden Daniels was as advertised. We got to say it like that. Jaden Daniels was just as advertised. Like we were hoping for a sophomore slump. We did not get a sophomore slump today. It's for damn sure. Listen, Rob and I, point blank, y'all know that have been listening to the show for a while here, know that we have been huge proponents of Jaden Daniels since before the draft season even really officially started when he was still in his senior season.
That was number one.
We said point blank, he is a better quarterback than Caleb Williams, and I will stand by that, regardless of whatever Caleb Williams does today. I haven't seen anything stat-wise on, anybody else yet today because we've been watching the Giants game here. But, yeah, that's definitely where we're at as far as him. And like I said, he was 100% as advertised today. So, congrats on getting what I think is going to be a franchise quarterback as long as you guys can keep him off the ground and keep him at his 120-pound slender frame from getting beat up too much. Because that's the one thing. And the Giants did get to him. I can't complain about the pass rush today, guys. I really can't. Jaden ends up 19 of 30, 233 yards and 1 touchdown. But the pass rush definitely got to him. 2 sacks by Brian Burns. I am seeing they finally adjusted on the box score. Originally, the full sack on the third one went to Kayvon Thibodeau. I said from the get-go it should have been a half sack between Thibodeau and Carter. That's how it ended up because Thibodeau kind of pushed him and kind of rattled him a little bit, but then Carter slammed him down to the ground to finish the end of that 3rd sack. So 3 sacks in the day. Brian Burns, like I said, had 2. He's easily the defensive player of the game for the Giants, if not the entire game, the player of the game for the Giants. Not that many guys we can say nice things about, but he's the one guy that, yeah, you can definitely say some nice about there. And Carter, listen, I know he's been kind of the offseason talk the whole entire time. Carter, that kid did look good.
He did. Definitely. He was all after it. And there was even one play, too, where it looked like, right before they went for the field goal. or it looked like he let off the play a little bit, and he could have got to Daniels.
So
But it looked like it was a weird play because it looked like there's a flag that's going to be called.
you weren't talking about the one to end the half, were you?
Yeah, 1.5. Yeah, that's right.
1.5, honestly, I thought it was a brilliant play in his part because what he did was he maintained his lane to prevent Jaden Daniels from getting away. If he had rushed full head of steam, Jaden Daniels would have moved over to the left and would have ran it in. And instead, what he did was he blocked the lane, put his arms up, blocked his field of view, and it forced Jaden Daniels to make a decision to throw it away or could take the sack.
Yep.
So that's where that's what I thought 100%. By the way, Jay Snow wants to know how Olive Garden was. He thought you were at Olive Garden watching the game. I don't know why.
No, I have family from out of state, and I was hanging out with my family.
I told them that.
Yeah.
First.
You might hear they're still over the house, and they're still cousins, little kids running around going crazy.
Yeah. And they thought you were at the Olive Garden. They thought you wanted the unlimited breadsticks, and that's all.
Dude, if I was going to watch the game anyway, it's going to be Golden Corral. Come on.
Golden Corral for the win. Oh my God! We need to be sponsored by Golden Corral as often we bring up the Golden Corral. Unfortunately, the Golden Corral can't afford to sponsor anything whatsoever because they're going everywhere. That is not the good idea for them right now. Maybe they can try to take some of that lost Cracker Barrel business that apparently is going away. Let's get into though. Abdul Carter. Like I said, I thought he looked really good. Chris, I'm curious, as an outsider, as a Commanders fan, what do you think of the live regular season debut of Abdul Carter? Because we're going to think great because we want to have something positive to talk about.
Oh, he was great. I mean, he was swarming, and that's one thing too. He's another one. That's the thing about this Giants team. Like, you got to keep your eyes on that whole front seven. And he was another one that you wanted to key yourself into, and he was active as well. Like you said, get that half a sack, but I mean, he has some opportunities to get home, and but he's third overall pick. I think he did his thing in his debut for sure.
Yeah, I thought the punt block was actually his most impressive play. I mean, to get off around the edge, like he didn't sneak to the inside. He went to the outside and still ran up and blocked a punt. Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
Yes, that was key. That was a key one. Yeah.
Yeah. It would be even more key if he had a chance.
Especially with Tress, yeah. And then, obviously, probably one of the best punters, getting to a Tress Way, because a lot of people don't get a Tress Way. And for him to get a Tress Way, and that was the difference. And you look at even in that, because most time when Tress is punting, it's inside the 20. But that one, once you got that little hit off of him, because that ended up going like, it was probably about a 30, 40 yard at that point. I think he ended up, so that was the difference. And seeing those type of things, you may not see it today, but that could be a huge difference down the road. Like if he could get those type of plays and get you a better score position. And then if you get the offensive linebacker, like I'm always a glass half full kind of guy. So
I appreciate you being that.
That's encouraging.
Glass half full, and there's two of us completely empty at this point.
That's encouraging.
Sure. Yeah. And like I said, I think that's probably the biggest positive takeaway we can give on the Giants side is that Abdul Carter looked good and the pass rush looked good, which is supposed to be the big thing for the Giants this year. And it looked good, though. I will say we got to work on containment a little bit with mobile quarterbacks. I think that's something that we got to work on. I think it's always been an issue of Kayvon specifically, who I saw a couple times. Jaden Daniels kind of got the outside of him as he pushed to the inside. Jaden's like, okay, you take the inside. I'll go on the outside then. I'm just gonna take what you give. Like, you are the edge, and when you're the edge as a guy who's going against a mobile quarterback, you're that last line of defense to stop him going to run for 12 yards. And I know you want the sack. I know Kayvon wants the sack, and we all want the sack. Don't get me wrong, we want sacks galore.
All over.
That didn't sound good. Anyway,
No.
There's children in the background. But like I said, I just feel like he's got to work on that specifically. And that's been an issue I've had on Kayvon for the last couple of years. And he's a lot better on the run defense than some give him credit for. But I feel like sometimes he wants that sack so much that he just misses that outside containment on the mobile quarterback. And we've seen it before with Hurts plenty of times. We saw it today with Jaden Daniels, and it's something he's got to work on. But we saw him in the backfield today. We saw him trying to cause a little havoc there. He got the half a sack, and listen, if he just kept him down to the ground the rest of the way, we would have got the full sack at that point there. This is conversation's going very bad. We got to change the word sack to something else.
Ransack.
He almost got the quarterback down to the ground.
He almost went down on the quarterback. Hey, now.
But I mean, do you guys see that as well out of Kayvon, where it's kind of like him not setting that edge and him not kind of stopping the mobile plays that Jaden Daniels had? And I'm curious when I see the all 22 to see how many actually were on his side, because I wasn't paying attention to that live in the games, and there's so much you can watch, and you tend to follow the ball like most people. But I feel like that was something I saw on occasion. I have a feeling it's going to be something that's going to pop up on the tape.
A lot of it, like you kind of already said, and you kind of address what I said with Abdul earlier. It's like he kind of puts his head down and then just slingshots himself where he can't change his lane, and that's it. He's just too busy trying to get at the quarterback. And let's face it, what team has he played the best against? Where has he got like majority of his sacks?
Do you guys hate Chris? Do you guys hate Kayvon? Is that like a thing? We feel like he gets half his career sack Commanders for some reason.
2022, when you roughed up Mike Taylor Heineke, we hate this guy.
He sacked him like 9 times or whatever.
He's public enemy number one.
Someone said to him, we're gonna grab a couple Heinekes, and he misunderstood. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
That's some tall boys.
He misheard. Okay.
Right.
But it's like I feel like he gets half his career sacks against them. And he got another half a sack today at that point there. So, but I mean, he is what he is. Again, Kayvon Thibodeau is an above average player. He's not an elite player. So, and again, I know some Giants fans are kind of down. I heard a lot of Giants fans already saying today we should trade him. The only way I'm trading him at this point is if I get a good offensive lineman. But let's be honest, guys, we're going to mess him up when we bring in a good offensive lineman. Offensive linemen go elsewhere and play better. Offensive linemen come here and suck. Nobody wants to come here and play offensive line. It's like a death wish. It's like being the Marlboro Man. You're going to have a short career at that point, okay? Like it's what it is.
Either that or you have a long career and you have a terrible after career, post career.
Yeah, seriously. It's, like what's his name we got from the Colts there we lost this year? I'm drawing a blank at his name, the guard. He's supposed to be really good. I'm still drawing a blank here. Big fat bald guy. I think all of them.
That really helps.
Our players are so bad. When they lose, we're like, when they're gone, we're like, he's gone. We're done. We're moving on.
Since you've been gone.
Rest on the defense there. Bobby Okereke was a quietly good day. A guy you didn't see massive plays out of at that point there. A guy that you didn't go, oh my God, look what he just did. But he had 7 tackles, 9 assists overall in the game. Paulson Adebo, 6 tackles, 1 assist. And again, we always say it's never a good thing when your corner's at the top of your tackle list. That means he gave up a lot of plays. So we'll have to watch and see who was covering Debo during a lot of those bigger plays. But I have a feeling that Paulson Adebo might have been on the couple there because he was mostly on Scary Terry, but Scary Terry didn't get so many all these catches. Javon Holland, 3 tackles, 4 assists. Andrew Phillips, 3 and 1. Brian Burns, like we said, 2, and he had 4 assists as well. Go on those 2 sacks there. Tyler Newman, 1 and 4. Micah McFadden, we got to mention him. We got the 1 tackle, 1 assist on him before he went down. We know it's some kind of leg injury. He left in an air cast. We were hoping nothing too bad because at first when we're watching the game live, they cut the commercial. There's nobody on Twitter, X, whatever the hell you want to call it, going crazy. Usually when there's a big injury, all the Giants beat writers are like, this looks bad. This looks bad. Like nobody was saying anything.
Have you seen it?
Aircast.
Did you see what it looked like? Because I went on YouTube. I saw the actual live footage of what happened to the play. It could be something like nothing but shoot it out of there. Like it could be like a dislocated ankle, or he may have actually twisted like his whole knee the way he went down. Because when he went to go make that tackle, it's like his whole body and the weight of the defender of lineman went down on his ankle, and it looked like he rolled that knee a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the end, you could say any single play on an injury. This could be really bad or really, really good. It's very rare you know it's 100% bad. So we're going to have to kind of hold our breath and see. But if you're leaving in an air cast the way he left, he's going to be out for at least a while, guys.
Yeah, at least a while. That's a long time.
Yeah. So, Darius Muasau, like I said, we got to see what he can do. He had 1 tackle, 1 assist. So he had the same in 3 quarters that McFadden had in 1.
Pretty much. And he left some plays.
And he gave up the touchdown to Zach Ertz as well, that first touchdown that they had as well. And point blank, I said it during the telecast there, great veteran move, because what happened basically was Muasau was running towards the outside to catch up with Ertz because he wasn't far enough outside to cover him properly. So Ertz just said, okay, fine, you're going to run through the outside. I'm going to run to the inside, go the opposite way. And it worked like a charm. And he was wide open, absolutely wide open. So, and obviously we don't know the play that was designed and how much was changed on the fly, but in the end, I can guarantee you when he saw Muasau running towards the outside, his face just lit up like a kid on Christmas morning, knowing he's about to get that big old present in the end zone, because it was an easy touchdown.
And listen, he's got a lot of experience against the Giants too. So
yeah, I mean, Zach Ertz does, between his years with the Eagles, which really an Eagle. You took an Eagle fan, Chris. You get the Eagles player seriously.
Hey, I take
Kid
him
from Arizona.
He has dialed his career. Right, he like Bobby Wagner. He got a ninth life in DC. I swear. Like,
yeah. I mean, you guys, that's kind of a reclamation project for you guys last year. 34 years old, by the way, on Zach Ertz. The Commanders, they have like one of the oldest rosters in the NFL, don't you guys? Which is kind of crazy when you get a second-year quarterback. Yeah. It's absolutely insane. You kind of think of them as a young team because of that, but no, they are
right.
They have a young quarterback with a bunch of geriatrics around him, but he's making it work.
Old parts, right.
Yeah, it's funny I say geriatrics when like I'm like 10 years older than Zach Ertz almost at this point, but I'm like, he's an old man yelling, "Get off my lawn!" Like
Bobby Wagner still got you got 6 years on Bobby Wagner.
Bobby, I got 8 years on him. I'm 43. Goddamn it.
I know the feeling now. I'm like, yeah, like I got to tone it when it comes. I see these old guys. I'm like, hey, they gonna look at me as the old guy.
It is what it is. It's like you're football old.
I know,
you're
right?
Not. That's different. There's a difference.
Yeah,
it's
like
life
old. Yeah,
it's like when you get up there. Are you hurt or are you injured? You can say you're football old. You're not real old.
Touche.
So,
yes.
That's where it's at there. But
yes,
yeah, like I said,
take that.
Let's look at some of what the receivers did here for the Commanders here against the secondary. Deebo Samuel, first off, I don't know if he like saw our pregame and saw us talking trash about him or what, but that man was a man with a mission there. Like he was just stomping around like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man through Manhattan there, and like 7 catches, 77 yards on the day. And Chris, is it just me as a Commander fan? Is he looking a little pudgy? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, look a little pudgy.
If you look at it, obviously, if you're looking at him in uniform,
he's football fat.
You can see there's no way. But when you see him on a treadmill, him and Xavier Legette this summer, oh no, like I would never call that man fat. I could have never do that on a treadmill, even in my prime athletic ability. I could not do what Deebo Samuel just did on that treadmill. Like
he's amazing.
He is football. He's football. Yeah, right.
Oh, he's amazing too because he's one of those just pure athletes that's just fast. Like some people put on that size that weight, and they're not fast like that. He's just like he obviously heard us talk about him, and he was like, "I'm just turning up the gas. Screw you guys."
We have that kind of crowd, but okay, we'll say it. And it's like he's just a short tight end. That's what he plays like. He's just a short tight end.
Yeah, he was the lead rusher last year. The lead wide receiver in rushing yards.
Yeah, which he always does. He always is the rushing part of it there at that point. Except, today he had 1 for 19 on the end around there. So I mean, altogether 7 for 17 on receiving, 119 on the rushing with the 1 touchdown on the rushing touchdown there. So again, good game by him. 96 total yards. I mean, as a Commander fan, I think you've got to be very happy with his debut.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's another one. Like I called him, he's a Swiss Army knife. He can do it all. And I think that's when too, when you see like those spurts of kind of how Washington was kind of struggling, Debo gave us some positive plays to kind of overcome some of that deficiency. So he's going to be perfect, especially in our third down offense. I think definitely you'll definitely see a good chunk of us converting on third downs or in long situations with Debo Samuel. So yeah, he's the one that's going to get you out of a pinch, and I think that's going to couple with all the other offensive weapons that we have. But I definitely think Debo was a smart acquisition for this team, and we will all see what Debo does.
And listen, in the end, a lot of people look at this game and go, Jaden Daniels is the one who beat the Giants because he had a really good game overall. But if you look at the rest of what happened from this receiving core, you could make the case that Debo is the one who actually beat the Giants in this whole game. Because, again, he got 7 catches. You go to the rest of the receivers, 1 for 34 for Chris Moore, which was just a crazy sick play. Austin Eckler, 3 for 31. Noah Brown, 2 for 27. McLaurin, even, who's the guy you would think could be the guy who would tear up a defense, 2 for 27. Zach Ertz, 3 for 26. Jalen Lane, 1 for 11. Debo is the only one the Giants had any trouble really containing, which is craziness. Like, he was that security blanket, almost like you expect that of a tight end for Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels gets a pinch. Right. Well, there's Debo right there in the middle. Let's throw it to him.
Yep.
And that, honestly, you could say was the difference in this offense being as prolific as it was there. Because, again, like we said it before,
big time.
Commander scored 21, but we said before on the show, we were live during the game, easily could have scored more points. They left three points on with that field goal. They could have got at the halftime there, which I know Dan Quinn said, I love being aggressive and it's just part of who I am and blah, 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 by throwing away all his timeouts. But that was a mistake on the Commander's fault, point blank. You had the overthrow to Terry McLaurin when he was wide open. That would have been a touchdown when he broke the ankles of Paulson and Debo in the first half as well. There was 10 points right there just left. Like, this team could have been much more ahead. And like, goddamn, I think we're upset now at 21-6. Imagine when 31-6 it would have been like. Like, Chris, sorry, we can't do the show today. We're too pissed.
I just struck the 6-pack straight from the game.
We're too drunk to do this right now. Listen, I think we've done the show drunk before. It wouldn't be the first time. It won't be the last. Like good Giants fan. Rob takes a swig.
Good you.
Yeah. You got 2 swigs. How many drinks are you double fisting during the live show?
One hand.
Just because you put it down to pick up the second beer, it still counts as double fisting.
It's the same beer.
All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and pay the bills real quick. We'll go over the rest of the game with you guys. Again, appreciate you all for watching. You got 73 of y'all in the chat here right now, live with us here. I know it's a tough go for Giants fans here, but we're here with you. We're supporting, and Chris is here, at least not gloating. So
appreciate that.
Appreciate that.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
All righty, guys. And again, we also want to go ahead and thank Chris for popping on with us here. his show is Couch Coach Live there. I want to give you guys also his link there in the chat as well, so you guys show him a bit of love too, because listen, we're maybe Giants fans, but we're also football fans, and I love to support any content creators out there hustling, doing his thing at that point there, and especially one that doesn't gloat after beating our team. So we appreciate that very much, Chris.
And honestly, and you know what? I don't do that because we know how the tables turn in this rivalry. Like anything can happen. There was once upon a time when we sacked Tommy DeVito 9 times and lost a football game.
Yeah.
So you will never ever, if you can throw that in my face, even if y'all beat us by 100-something points one time, that will still that will live in my mind rent free. That will cause emotional damage if you ever bring that game to me. So I understand how tables turn. So for sure,
I don't feel like I'm in any
in
position.
the shower, just starts crying in the middle of the night. We know why.
But yeah, I mean, this whole game is just like extremely frustrating. Let's talk about the run defense, because that's been an issue we got to talk about as well. And we went into this saying there was 2 issues that really concerned us with the Giants overall: offensive line and the run defense. Because the offensive line, like I said, we brought back the same people and expected miracles. Like, I don't know why we do this all the time. Let's bring back the same exact people and hope for the best. Like the Giants ever get the best, we hope for it. Okay.
Shame on the coaching staff for thinking Andrew Thomas is going to sit there and be healthy to week 1 and not plan for an injury.
Shame on the entire organization for thinking that James Hudson deserves to be anywhere near a football field. Just saying.
Yeah.
If only way he should be anywhere near a football field is as the water boy. Like that's it.
Wow, that sucks.
It really sucks. Gatorade. I mean, I get it. Like he gets when there's a fight in the field, he gets in there, he gets aggressive, and people love the aggression. They love the fight because there's something wrong with his medulla oblongata. But I get it. But that just is what it is. He's not a good football player. Can we move on from a crappy football player, even though we just signed him to a 2-year, $12 million deal? I wish I could suck at my job and someone goes, "Here's 2 years, $12 million. You suck just enough that we're interested in trying you out again." Like we've seen it. He's not good. I just don't get it. Like it's just let's get into the run defense issue though, because we talked about that going into the season. Listen, guys, we said we expected a better defensive line than we had. And again, when I say defensive line, I'm not talking about the edge rushers. I'm talking about the 3 guys up front, or the 4, and when they do go to a 4 front system there, I'm talking about the guys who are going to stop the run. That's what they are. They are big fat guys that stop the run and keep blockers off the linebackers. That's their job. Unless they're Dexter Lawrence, he can do whatever he wants. That man walks on water. Sexy Dexter.
He dances on water. Get it right.
Yes. But instead, we get guys who have disappointed elsewhere, and we're chasing waterfalls. We should be sticking to the rivers and the lakes like we used to, okay? Because we got Jeremiah Ledbetter, Roy Robertson Harris. Oh, these guys would be great. Let's keep Nacho in there. Raheem Nunez-Roches. Like, we should have gotten legitimate defensive line talent this offseason. And not to keep tooting the man's horn because he's already happy enough he won a game here. But Chris can talk about that because of the fact that they literally went out and got guys. You know, 2/3 their starting defensive line is brand new. You know, they went out and changed the whole system up at that point there, and they brought in good, veteran, solid defensive tackles. They didn't just sit there and go, "Oh, we're gonna get a 6th-round pick and hope for the best." You know, they didn't go out there and say, "Oh, we'll get this guy who's been a career backup and let's hope he can do more." Like that's how we've done as Giants fans, and it's goddamn annoying. Like seriously, it's like, oh, I'm so frustrated. This team is not even funny right now. So Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who we were pretty big on coming out of college here, we thought he would be really interesting late-round picks that could blossom. We'll see what he actually blossoms into because again, I don't have faith in the pick numbers what he'll do on a regular basis because our run defense is crap. But 10 carries, 82 yards, and a touchdown. Again, Rob, let's do the math on this.
I like math.
10 carries, 82 yards, 8.2 yards per carry average. God damn. For a guy who's a day 3 pick who's never seen an NFL field before.
It was terrible. It was.
Oh, yes. That's what I'm saying there. It's just bad. Jaden Daniels, 11 carries, 68 yards. I kind of expected that. Again, we have trouble competing mobile quarterbacks. Austin Eckler, 6 carries, 26 yards on the day, plus the 331 on the receiving side. Because you always have to include that when you're talking Austin Eckler. He had a 4.3 yards per carry average. Austin Eckler. The guy's 30 years old. The guy couldn't run when he was 25 years old.
He just got his AAP card.
He is the epitome of a third down back that just like magically wills his way like Thomas the Tank into getting more yards than he should have at that point. That's just what he is. And he ends up 4.3 yards per carry average. No. Like, oh my God. Jeremy McNichol, 4 carries, 25 yards. Did anyone besides Chris even know who the hell Jeremy McNichols is before the game?
No.
Hey, man, that's my guy.
I'm just saying, he's your third running back. Like, that's not what you expect. That's 6.2 yards per carry. And the one carry, 19 yards again for Debo with the touchdown as well on top of that.
That would hurt a lot.
Like, that's insanity. Like, I'm right now, I'm at the side of the individual, but 220 rushing yards in total for the Commanders, guys. That's insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. And, you know, the crazy thing is the Giants actually won the time possession with all that.
Yeah.
We had the ball for another minute longer. Mostly because we like do something positive, have a penalty, do something positive, have a penalty. Like that was what it seemed like at that point there. Though really sloppy game penalty-wise all across the board. 18 penalties of the day between the two teams, but 2/3 of them actually on the Commanders. So I guess we won that battle.
Fair
Good.
enough. Yeah.
But
Little things.
Chris, I gotta ask because there's one drive specifically I'm thinking about here. Did you pay off the referees, or did Dan Quinn pay off the referees? Because how the hell do you miss that face mask hold on that final?
Slayton.
There was still on Slayton when there was still a chance for us to win that game potentially.
Oh,
that was obvious. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
And then call that holding
cooking.
play on James Hudson. Like the same exact drive. It's like they were determined to stop the Giants from getting anything positive that drive going. Don't get me wrong. Was it a hold? Yes, 100%. Was it a hold you would call in a regular NFL game? No. Even Tom Brady said it. Not very eloquently because Tom Brady has the announcing abilities of James Hudson as a tackle. But, I mean, yeah, it's just like those two plays will stick in my head in this game because hypothetically, if the Giants had able to somehow score in that drive,
Change the dynamics.
At 14 at that point there.
He changed everything.
We could have been like, we could have been like 11-14 if we had scored a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. But I also say that while internally going, who the hell am I kidding? We weren't going to score a touchdown. We can't score touchdowns.
Yeah, we've yet to prove we can score a touchdown since 2022.
I didn't even get to use my fancy touchdown sound here on the recorder here. Like I didn't get to use that once because I refuse to do it when they score. It's sad. It's sad. I'm gonna do it now. I have to do it. I have to hit it once. But I'm just like I said. I'm just frustrated no end. But at the same point, I feel like I shouldn't be shocked because everything we talked about being a potential issue was an issue. The run defense sucked. The offensive line sucked. You know, this was the issue. If you can't control the line of scrimmage, you can't win in football. It's not rocket science, guys. It's been that way since the dawn of freaking time. This is when our first championship back in 1927.
Yeah.
Shout out to Frank Gifford.
What did you say?
Shout out to Frank Gifford.
You say Frank Gifford? Frank Gifford was not playing in 1927.
No, it's a joke.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
But yeah, legendary. He's
Gifford
he was
thinks he's really
legendary.
robbing the grave now.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh. Chris, you want to try to give us something positive you saw on the Giants to make us feel better as Giants fans? Don't lie to us, but you can
Maybe
say no.
swap something up.
Like I said,
That sucked. We did.
I'm a half glass full kind of guy. I'm a half glass. Like we talked
He said
about.
you guys will
Very
have a good
encouraging.
draft pick next year.
Well, no. I still think as far as certain things you can clean up, I definitely think
Clean up. That's put nicely.
my personal opinion, my personal opinion, what Abdul Carter did was phenomenal. Like we had just talked about it earlier. I definitely think he will definitely be a difference maker for this team. Malik Neighbors, you have a solid number one wide receiver in him. I definitely think the time will tell with that. Time will tell how he will coexist with Russell Wilson. And I think you will have moments where you don't get as much pressure from the opposing, get a lot of pressure to Russell Wilson. So I definitely think he has an opportunity. And plus, hey, you got a shiny toy in Jackson Dart potential that you can unleash at any time now. So, and I do like Cam Scatterboo. That's kind of like you said. That block was tremendous. That block it gets you out your seat, but that's scary too. In the same token, yeah, it might be cute and all, but in 4 or 5 years from now, we could be seeing a different tune potentially. But I think he's someone I definitely think could be. And even he had that play that, like you said, the one for two. He had the one where 3 guys had to get him down. So you look at this, the fact I think that's really encouraging. So I look at it from the standpoint, hey, the team is not a finished product. I would definitely say that this team is way better than last year. I will say that definitively. You got guys way better than our matchup in week 2 of last year, and even in the November 3rd matchup last year. So it's the sun is going to shine. It's a little cloudy now, but the sun will shine. So I would not be,
You got to start singing any song.
Tomorrow.
We'll wake up
Right.
and suddenly have an offensive line.
Let's say you're from Jersey because it was raining today.
I'm from Virginia, and it's actually raining here too. So and the sun came out today. So probably that's why I got this kind of disposition for real.
So yeah, I mean, listen, I like a lot of what you said because you're not wrong. We got a good a good receiver, obviously. Neighbors, he's definitely a top receiver. Though I wonder how much longer he can deal with losing before he gets frustrated and wants the hell out of Dodge. I think that we do have a shiny new toy in Jackson Dart, though I feel like the second we break him out of the wrapper, he's gonna have some scratches and dents and dings and on him at that point there as well.
You're not gonna get him for full value.
That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like we're at there. But it's like it's the problem is everything you mentioned as far as the positives, the things you look at positives, not a single thing positive about the offensive line. There's not a single thing positive about the run defense. And that's the biggest issues right now. If you can't control that line of scrimmage, you can't win in football. You can have 5 pass rushers that are amazing. I'm going to say that because people think we have all 4 are amazing. We can have 5 pass rushers that are amazing. You know what the best way to stop a pass rush is? Run the damn ball. Good luck with your pass rush. I'm going to keep on running it down your throat because you can't stop it.
Pretty much.
And that's what they did today to us. They had more rushing yards than passing yards. That's not often you see that in the modern NFL. That's where we're at. So yeah, I wish I could have more positivity. I wish I could have your positivity, Chris, but you won, so that's why you probably are more positive. Yeah, I'm gonna make up some BS to make these guys happy. Yeah, you got Scatterboo. Woo. Scatterboo.
He tough though. He a tough little joker though. He a tough joker. I ain't gonna lie. He's somebody. If he would have got off on us, it could be a different story. Like
I like how he's like all like happy about the guy who got two carries for -1 yard. He's a really good player, guys. Keep it.
But his two first plays, I was thinking like, yeah, he's gonna be an impact. His first two plays was, I'm like, all right, he got something.
Yeah, like I said, I think he is what he is as far as that. He brings that attitude to that team, and that's what we're hoping for. I think he does bring that. Like I said, there are things still to be positive, and a lot of what we were still optimistic about are still there. It's just the problem is the things we were very pessimistic were not just there; they were front and center, and they were blocking the good things. You know, it's kind of like when you go to like imagine like going to a painting and like, oh, I get to see the Mona Lisa in person, and like there's this poster of a rock show like blocking it. Like that's what I feel like. We have this crappy thing in front of the good things. We can't see them because we have this big, obvious, crappy thing that's blocking it. You know, it's like imagining like a hideous billboard blocking a beautiful sunset. That's where I feel like we're at here.
I don't think it's that. I wouldn't go that far, Drew. You're just being very morbid, man. Did you forgot to take your antidepressants this morning? My God.
I didn't mention anything right now. Okay, not morbid.
My God. Blocking the sunset. It's week 1. We were playing the team that was in an NFC Championship game last year. My God, in a division.
I know. I can't help myself.
Listen, that comment was scold. That's fantastic. Jay.
Oh my God.
I'm always love my baby, regardless.
Oh my God.
So,
wow. I feel like the whole offensive line was quadruple.
He's innocent.
I don't care if he was found with the murder weapon in his hand.
Exactly. He didn't do it. He was framed.
Just running with the white
Helping
Bronco.
out a friend. That wasn't his Bronco.
But he made 2 plays. But he made 2 plays though.
All righty, guys. Let's give you guys a chance to do any final thoughts here before we head on out here. We're an hour into this chaos here that has ensued post game to the Giants officially losing their first game of the season, 21-6 in absolute horrendous form. Chris, as the guest always go first.
Whew, what? Hey.
This is where he
First
goes.
of all, great. Appreciate you guys for inviting me to the show. What another classic NFC East showdown. Like you said, it came down to a few things, but hey, came out prevailed. This is still the best conference in best division in all of sports, regardless, bar none. We're the only multiple Super Bowl winning teams in this division. So great game. We'll see you guys in December 14th to be exact. And man, once again, appreciate the invite.
Yeah.
So far away.
Let everybody know about your programming you do on your channel, as well as I put the link again in the chat for everybody.
Yeah, so pretty much Couch Coach Live, we do a weekly show. We talk about the top sports in the world. We also talk about have other kind of shows that kind of branch out. We talk about high school football in my area, Richmond, Virginia. Also, I do a Richmond Spiders podcast, a team that I cover on a weekly basis. So basically, we cover just about every sport, major sports, as far as football, basketball. We're there, and check us out weekly Wednesdays at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time.
All right, man. Appreciate you coming out here. Rob, you are next with final thoughts here.
Listen, it's not all doom and gloom, Giants fans. Yes, this was not the Adam we all wanted. We were all ecstatic going into week 1. We always play this team pretty close no matter what, even though they went to the NFC Championship game last year. We played them close both times we met. We wanted more out of Abdul Carter. We want to see him on the field more. He looked good. Giants fans, that's ecstatic. That's fantastic. Great. Scatterboo did not get the yards wanted. Guess what? He wasn't going to do that week 1, especially with improved the defense from the Commanders. The only takeaway we could really look at that you got to think about for the future is you're probably going to see Jackson Dart on the field a little sooner than we all anticipated if Russell Wilson keeps looking the way he did.
Yeah, I think this is as bad a start to the season as we could have got. And the big thing for us is the offense. No. Here's what I'm saying that. Like, the one thing I can say positive is that no one got injured except for Micah McFadden. I mean, like that's probably the biggest takeaway positive as far as that. Abdul Carter was, you saw something about him being special. You know what I mean? Like, you see that stuff. But the biggest thing as a Giant fan, I think, that I wanted to see out of this was a competent offense. If we had lost a close game, let's say hypothetically we lost, like, let's say, like I said before the game, 24-21 is what I was expecting the outcome to be with the Commanders winning. I think I wouldn't have been upset in any way, shape, or form. And not just because that's what I thought was going to happen, because at least that's a competent offense, okay? That's not an embarrassing outcome. But we look at this whole game now, and the Giants just look absolutely pathetic on offense. They look the same as they did when they had Daniel Jones as far as that horrendous kind of play. You know, my only hope in this whole thing is that Andrew Thomas gets healthy and we see a better offensive line. And I will say this, because as you guys are giving your thoughts, I was also scouring, X and Twitter to see as far as what was said by Dable during his, his post-game talk with the media. He would not commit to Russell Wilson next week at quarterback, guys. And I'll say this. If that happens, that to me shows a sign of desperation on Dable's fault, that he knows that he's got a really tight leash this year after what's happened the last couple of years. And it'd be an absolute disservice to Jackson Dart. You cannot put him out there with this line the way it is. You cannot do that. And then on top of that, you're basically telling the NFL world you're blaming Russell Wilson on this offense. Russell Wilson is not the reason that this offense is not good. Quarterback play is not the reason this offense was not good. The whole reason why was the same reason the running game can't get going, because the offensive line sucks, and because we ignored the problem and focused on shiny new toys. And I'll say shame on all of us. And I include us, Rob, in that conversation, because I don't think we beat the drums enough for how bad this offensive line could have been. We were talking about how, like, okay, well, Thomas get back. It was doing Andrew Thomas there and stuff. It looked bad. It looked really, really bad. And if Andrew Thomas is not able to play and we continue going down this road, this season's going to be over really quickly. Really quickly. And Jackson Dart may have to come in here and battle it out, with a bad offensive line. Maybe we can get some of the kids in the background. They seem energetic to go ahead and play.
They need something.
Like, you can't force this quarterback out there before this line is ready for him. You're going to kill him, and you're going to ruin him. You're going to DJ him. It's good. We said Jackson Dart in the draft was DJ 2.0. We were not high on him. He has really impressed us with the way he played in the preseason and training camp and all. And you're going to sit there and throw this kid to the wolves and ruin him. Any chance he had to be good if you throw him out there. I'm telling you that point blank. And I'm also saying point blank as well that, as Jay says, talking about James Hudson needs to sit down on the bench. I don't care who you put there. Move Illuminor to left tackle, put Bo at right tackle. That's what you should do. But listen, you could put Josh Azudu or Evan Neal left tackle, and I'd be more happy with that. That's how bad I think of James Hudson. Point blank. He is crap. So I wish I could end it on more of a positive line there for you guys. I wish I could be a little more positive to you overall. But I'm just so goddamn frustrated with this offense and the lack of production out of this offense, the lack of points out of this offense, that I just week one, I'm already this fed up. Usually I try to be like it's week one. Let's see what happens the rest of the year. And part of me still saying this, guys. Again, this Commanders team was literally in the NFC Championship game last year. They added pieces and improved this offseason. Maybe we're being too hard on ourselves, but it's like we're getting PTSD flashbacks of the last 6 years of Daniel Jones. That's what's happening.
So here's my rebuttal to some of the stuff you just said real fast. Is one, QBs win games. That's what they do. Jordan Dillon's did it just last year for the Commanders. They did not have a good offensive line. So there's that. Two, we already knew as Giants fans, we were probably going to lose this game. And now we're harping about how we lost this game to the team that was just an NFC Championship game. That's in a division game. So, like, I think we're being a little too hard, some of these fans out here. And we're already ready to burn jerseys and start over new. Like, it's week one. Week one.
Yeah, my thing is, I'm not so pissed we lost. I'm pissed at how we lost.
I hear you.
That's what it is. It's not that we lost. It's the how we lost. And that's what's getting me rolling. That's what's getting me going. Yeah. Uh-oh. As Jay corrects me, sir, it's James Hudson III. Esquire. Pinky's out, everybody. Pinky's out. The guy who can't play football whatsoever and shouldn't be near a football field. So it is what it is. Like I said, I just feel like I was hoping for a competitive game and I didn't get it. And that's what ticks me off. Is I'm just so sick of feeling like this is last year and the year before all over again, basically. And hopefully we're overreacting, and hopefully it is that overreaction, because that happens all the time in football. Week to week, we change our moods based on how our team plays. We all do it as football fans. I'm sure. Who you guys got next week, Chris?
We got Green Bay.
We got Green Bay Thursday night.
Who's winning? Who's winning? Pretty good fashion right now.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is, let's say hypothetically, if all of a sudden the Commanders lose, let's say hypothetically 21-6 to the Packers, Chris will probably be in the same exact kind of mood that we're in right now. That's what happens as football fans. Week to week, we change our moods based on how our team plays. The Giants could all of a sudden have Andrew Thomas back next week and beat the Cowboys. We go, oh, look, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe the Commanders are just great, and that's what it is. Like, that's what's going to happen.
And we hope that you guys do beat the Cowboys. And one thing about us in the NFC East, we always will root against Dallas. That's something all three of us will collude to get Dallas to lose. That's one thing about us.
It's like, you know, what it is too is like we also are that way when it comes to the Eagles as well. It's like when we make fun of the Eagles, we'll kick the Eagles out of that group and put the Cowboy fans in for that. We hate the Cowboys, we hate the Eagles, but we don't hate your Commanders. They're like, we think of you all like the little brother. You know, we don't even make fun of you guys for how long has it been since the Super Bowl? Like, and I'm not trying to bring that up to be a jerk. I'm just saying, like we harp on that with Cowboys fans. We don't ever bring it up with Commanders.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while. 1992. It's been a while.
I'm saying.
No one's counting.
But I don't say it to be a jerk. I think to point out that we don't hate the Commanders like, because we don't say like, oh, it's been 30 some odd years since you guys won a ring. We don't hate on that. That's fine. It's okay. You guys still have more Super Bowl rings than most teams in the league right now. Yeah. So it is what it is. And listen, I'm sure if I ever get to do my prank call that I want to do to the Cowboys, and I will probably do it one day, you'll be watching, laughing hysterically at that point, because that's just the way it is with the NFCs. We all hate the Cowboys. Because what I want to do is I got to figure out the legalities of doing this. I want to go ahead and call the Cowboys, pretend to be the head of marketing for Rust-Oleum, and that I want to sponsor their trophy case. I think it'd be absolutely freaking hilarious. But again, there's legal issues. Maybe one day. So,
Jared would be like, "That's not funny, Andrew. You on my phone? No, that's not funny. That's not funny, Andrew.
Cost me time."
He couldn't even get Micah Parsons' name. Michael. You think he's gonna know my name is Andrew or Drew or either one of the version of it? Right. They'll probably call me a poo or something like that. You know, like
poo poo nuku.
Yeah, like, is that a poo? All right, guys. Well, that's gonna call it a night for us here. Again, Chris, thank you very much for coming on with us. Appreciate that very much. Always welcome back there. Next time we play the Commanders, and hopefully it's a better outcome for us at that point. But you know, again, appreciate you coming on, and appreciate everybody listening, watching. Hope that we got to vent together with you guys, and you all feel better about this to a certain degree. It feels better to vent sometimes. It feels good. It's a little goose fraba. As I say that, the next thing I'm about to do is grab a bottle of whiskey, but it is what it is. Okay. again, guys, we'll be back again as usual tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I said, we're back to our in-schedule programming. So Monday is kind of the wild card game that we'll be talking about, just things going on in general. Also giving you guys the recap of all the week 1 games, not just the Giants. Wednesday, we'll have our pregame show with the Cowboys as well. We actually have somebody maybe coming on for that one as well. We've been talking to. And actually, he's been on the show before as well. He's actually our very first guest ever on the show.
Ooh.
2022. So, like I said, we may have another guest for that one as well. And then, of course, we'll be back on Thursday with our final injury report and the pick show. They're doing our week 2 picks. And then, of course, again, we'll be there on Sunday doing our live play-by-play and, of course, the post-game coverage as well. So if you guys haven't already, do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share, tell a friend about the show, because, again, we suck at marketing. Without you guys, point blank, we're going to have to, we'll basically have to shut down. Nobody will be watching. So we appreciate you guys for helping us spread the word about the show there. Go ahead also, again, give the like and subscribe over to Chris as well on his platform as well. Like I said, guys, we will see you guys on Monday. As always, we are live. Well, some of you guys, as Deb's already said, she'll be there for Monday Night Football instead. It's hard to schedule podcast shows during the season because, like, there's already a game on Monday, there's already a game on Thursday. It is what it is. So we get it. We get it. Maybe just mute the show, mute the game, and listen to us then at that point. There we go. That works. You get to see both then. But again, as always, we are live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter/X, Twitch, and of course, Rob's favorite, LinkedIn profile. And of course, as always, we're available the next day on all the audio podcast platforms as well: Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon, all the big ones there. Again, if you're not on a podcast platform that has us, it's the wrong platform. That's the problem. Move over to the ones you're good to get. But we're pretty much everywhere. So appreciate you guys for listening as always. Like I said, hopefully better days coming next week at that point for you guys. Again, thank you very much again to Chris for popping on with us there. And of course, as always, Giant fans,
Go G-Man!
Go G-Man!
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you.